Guys, it had cranked over off camera. Oh my goodness.
What's up, YouTube? What's up, YouTube? Welcome to R3 Garage. On today, I am on my Porsche 944, and as y'all know, it's not turning over and all that. So right now, as y'all can see, I got the starter out. So what's going on? That pin is not going all the way out. Only thing I'm doing is hearing it click. I'm not sure if I have a good ground or anything, but let me let y'all hear it. Hopefully I can get it. All right, let me see. Yeah, so as y'all can see, our initial switch and all that works fine. Off camera, I did test the continuity from that end and above. So the wire did have continuity. I didn't have anything broken, so I was getting a signal from the switch. Now the only concern is, why is that not driving out? So I'm gonna disconnect everything. I'm not sure if I got a bad ground or something going on this car, but I'm gonna bench test it. I'm gonna disconnect this battery. I'm gonna disconnect the starter, because something ain't right now, and we're gonna make sure I ain't going crazy. By the way, FYI, this engine do turn over. We don't have no broken flywheel teeth or anything. So we looking good. I wonder if that was the case with the other issue, like we just didn't have enough juice. It's really weird. Anyway, we got the battery out. As you can see, I'm gonna take these jumper cables over there. I'm gonna loosen this up. I had all this for testing. This was the extra red wire that was on the old alternator, so I had these together, and I wasn't hearing nothing from the starter at all. And I think the voltage was like canceling out on each other, because I was getting about like 12 or so volts. I was getting a reading from here and also from here, but this is the ignition wire right here, which is black and red. I'm going to disconnect this thing right here. This is the alternator wire and battery wire cable. So I'm going to just take this off and take it over there. I'm going to take this wire. So I got everything for testing. Alright, guys, so let's try this thing. Ooh, yeah, we got some nice juice now. So I wonder if we got a cable issue at the car, because it's barely doing what it was supposed to do. So battery good. Okay, so something going on. All right, guys, so I don't want to overthink this. I'm gonna try to keep it simple and all of that. Like I said, ignition switch checks fine. I checked the wiring. We was getting the voltage and all that to the starter, but all I was just hearing was a click. It's not like how I was bench testing that. So I'm not sure if we got something going on with the cable. Something just not making no sense. I don't know, I might have to check this cable out or something. I might have to just look. I'm gonna do some research too. Like I said, it shouldn't be rocket science and stuff, but I don't know, something ain't making no sense. It's just not. Alright, guys, so this is the positive cable wire. This was like soldered. I don't know if that could possibly do anything, but this is the cable that goes to the positive, the big nut on the starter, and this is our alternator wire, which is this red one right here. So I don't know, I might just see if I can get this changed out. or something. I'm not sure. It's pretty weird. I'm gonna see if I can cut this sleeve up and then see if I can get that wire out. Run like a new one. I wonder if that could have possibly been our issue because, like I said, the car just quit on me when I was in South Carolina. It quit on me. I was able to get the car. The car was like, choo, 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 choo. Like it wanted to crank up, but it eventually did, but it took forever. And then it wouldn't crank at all. I don't know. It's just a weird situation. It really is. I just don't know. I mean, the cable do got cracking and all that. So yeah. Okay, so I think I found the issue. I think this what was the burning smell right here. You can see this wire is all burnt and toasted. This goes to the alternator right here. This is like, I might have to take this everything back out. I wish I went through this yesterday, but you know, you get to thinking once you take a break away from it. All right, guys, so I got the alternator up here. I got everything hooked up, back up, because I don't want to jump the gun. So I tested the cable, seems fine, but still probably need to replace it and all. So let's see if it do anything. All right, I gotta hook the other cable part up real quick. Nothing. Alright guys, so I did forgot that the alternator need a ground in order for it to work. So let's retry this test. Because I forgot the alternator ground to the casing of the bell housing down there. So yeah, let me hook up to ground. Put this part right here, there, and I'm hook the other one at the bottom side.
So how you doing?
Alright, guys, so I got the surface cleaned up. I'm gonna put the alternator and all that back. I'm gonna run to the auto parts store, see if I can get some new wiring and all that, so we can make sure everything nice and tight.
Guys, it had cranked over off camera. Oh my goodness. Hold up. So I was wondering if the disc. Oh my goodness. But wait, I did do the ground cable. Hold up, let me see something real quick. So I ran the ground cable on the ground strap because I think I'm having a poor ground somewhere. So I'll unhook that ground right there. I'm gonna see if I can crank it over. Yep, we got a poor ground. We got a poor ground. Started to run some new wires and stuff. I wanted to see it fire up. Take one step at a time. I don't know if that's gonna do, but let's see. Alright guys, so we got a bad ground. We got a bad ground somewhere. I don't know how I'm gonna do this. I don't know if I'm getting any spark. I don't know if I'm getting any spark or anything. I got fuel in the system. One step at a time, I guess. Whoa, look at this, y'all. That's interesting. Well, it might start then. I was gonna pour the injectors and all that. Wow. Yeah, that could cause no start, I guess. I don't know if it's gonna sort it, but let's clean it up. Got no damn fuel. Alright guys, so I put my fuel injectors and all that back. So we don't have no fuel or no spark. I even took the spark plug out. I ain't see no spark or no fuel at all. I made sure this was connected. I'm going to redo my wiring harness, but I got the black grounded to the backside of the ground strap where the bell housing is, to the starter underneath. The fuel pump and all that works and all, but right now I'm checking through wiring and all that. I have found this one wire that was like completely stripped out, so I'm trying to narrow it down and go from there. Put this back on. Let's see if I can get a start. We in neutral. We got a tech bounce. Yes, I do got 12 volts. Just checked. Earlier I was getting like an intermittent signal. Got 12 volts. We shouldn't have 12 volts here. We shouldn't. We shouldn't have 12 volts there. I don't think so. Alright guys, so this red wire, I'm gonna show y'all. This wire right here that I took off, it don't like power nothing up, but I just plugged it in. But anyway, that one was like kind of burnt and shorted, and I got 12 volts to the injectors now, but I got 12 volts on both sides, which ain't making no sense to me. The wire is right there in the wire nut that had got burned up all and scorched this other wire. Look at this. That wire there. Trying to figure it out one by one. should have 12 volts at my injectors, but I got 12 volts on both sides. It's supposed to be 12 volt on one and 0 on the other. Got fuel feeding, which is quite odd. I wonder if I can just check from. See, I got 12 volts now. Earlier, I was not getting 12 volts or anything at all. And I got 12 volts on this other lead. Well, at least I thought. See, I got 12 volts. This shouldn't be like that. So I got to figure this out some type of way. 12 volts. We got 12 volts on both. We shouldn't have 12 volts on both of them. If that wire is all burnt up, which I was smelling like a burning smell when I couldn't start the car, that would make sense on why I couldn't crank it over. I wonder if it has shorted something or whatever. I don't know, it's pretty weird. But earlier I was not having 12 volts. I was getting like an intermittent reading and all that. So I got 12 volts to the injectors when I turned the key over. Now, this is like a puzzling effect. I don't know, I might end up stopping and stuff, but if y'all have any ideas, let me know. Don't know if I can move that one over, but it might short something out. What makes sense though? Gotta figure something out. Okay guys, so I grounded my ECU. Now we only got 12 volts on one side, which is actually what I was looking for. Check this side, checking one of them. Sure got my tripod. So one side, we got 12 volts. Others, what the hell, wasn't reading nothing. That's weird. Could have sworn. It ain't gonna do no good. That's really weird.
Hey guys, that's gonna be pretty much it. Y'all let me know y'all thoughts down below. Like I said before, or mentioned in the video, the starter, for some reason, the pinion little gear or whatever wouldn't like shoot out. The only thing I would hear is just a click. And I thought something was going on with the starter and all that, so that's the reason why I bench tested to make sure that it was working properly. Once I put it back in, I mean, I still wasn't getting nothing. I even put it on top of the motor, still wasn't getting nothing. And then I said, you know what? Let me ground it from the casing on the bottom side of where the alternator be at, and let me connect it to the the starter. I'm talking about alternator. And it worked. So I put it in. It worked. As y'all seen, the engine turns over, but we don't have no start. Mind you, I don't have no fuel or no spark at all. Now I took apart the distributor cap, and it has spider wells in there. I cleaned it, but I still wasn't getting no spark or nothing. Mind you, I got new crank and reference sensors. Mind you, I got new ignition coil. I got new everything. So for me not to have no spark, no fuel or nothing, it's kind of mind-boggling and all that. So I'm trying to figure out why in the world the injectors got 12 volts on each terminal. It should be one 12 volt and the other one should be 0.
But unfortunately I got 12 volts on both, and I wasn't getting no voltage at all because it was like intermittent and all that. So that red wire that I found underneath, I had another one that had burnt up by it, and I had removed the burnt wire and got the other one straightened out, and I was getting 12 volts to the injectors and all that now and stuff, which is pretty weird. So and I know when I disconnect the wire that the burnt wire was hooked up to, it kills power to everything. But when I hook it up, I have power to everything. But for some reason, I'm trying to figure out why in the world I got 12 volts at the spade connector on both of them. Like I said, it should be 12 and 0. But unfortunately, I got 12 volts on both. Mind you, the fuel pump works. We got fuel to the rail. But of course, our injector's not opening up or nothing. And I'm not getting no spark at all. So I'm not sure if I got something going on with the DME module itself, like the ECU, because I have 3 DME relays and I changed all of them when I checked them. I looked at Clark's Garage, I looked at everything. I even looked at the book I have just to help me out. So if y'all have any input, mind you, we don't have no fuel, no spark at all, and we got 12 volts on both spade connectors that hook up to the injectors. Now I think I have a bad ground, or I know I have a bad ground somewhere. I cleaned the other grounds that I was able to get to, but on the back of the bell house that I didn't clean. So I wonder if we having a grounding issue, because I got the wires that was separated out the way that was like touching each other and all. And I was moving the two red tabs. I was moving them around trying to figure out something, but I'm gonna have to go deeper on that. I'm trying to make sense of this, but we got the engine turning over. I feel better and all that, but we just needed to get it like start. Like, it's just weird that it's not cranking over. It's like it want to crank over, but it's just not. And we got a nice, pretty good stout starter and all that, but the thing is just not turning over. So I'm not sure if the ECU is not grinding out like it's supposed to. I'm just not sure. And I was gonna spend some money on this car today, but I said, you know what, before I do that, just make sure I go through everything, because I was gonna get new cables and all of that. But I mean, cables and all that doing fine and stuff. I just have a weird ground somewhere. Even though I'm gonna change the cables and all that, it's just, something just not right. So I don't know, it's got my head boggling. So I went through the wiring on the bottom side. I got everything literally like apart. So we got the signal going to the starter. The motor is turning over, but we don't have nothing at all. No spark, no nothing. Now I'm gonna relook at Clark's Garage, and I'm gonna relook at this book that I have right here. And ain't really that much videos out there. I tried looking at the Andreas guy. I remember I was looking at one of his lives before, but I should have been asking questions. But I wasn't on his live for that long, you know. So I wasn't able to ask the question because I wasn't working on the car during the time. So I don't know. I'm at the Ads Facebook group, but y'all let me know. But anyway, that's gonna be pretty much it. Sorry if I sound confusing and all that. My mind is like tangled up. Mind you, engine and all that turned over. We had to run a jumper cable in order to ground the starter casing and all that in order for the engine to turn over. So we got that. Just don't got nothing at all. Everything seemed completely dead on the opposite side. I wonder if something got shorted out when I was smelling that funny burning smell when the car went crank over or nothing. So I'm not sure. It's gonna be interesting. So y'all let me know y'all thoughts down below. But all my fuses and all that checks fine. It's just the only issue I feel like I'm having a problem with, maybe the ECU or something not grinding correctly. So yeah, that's gonna be pretty much it, guys. So see y'all.